Well, welcome back to AB Chinese. It is finally here, the app that you guys have requested for over a year now. SuperChinese is the app we're going to try out today, who claim that they use some sort of AI to help you learn better, which I suspect is just fancy marketing for, they use simple machine learning to figure out the appropriate thing to teach you at the right time. But that's just a guess. Anyways, let's just jump right into this app and see what it has to offer. 我们开始吧. Okay, start learning. Let's do university student. Personal interest. I already know some Chinese. Do the test.
Five minutes later.
Okay, I'm at level 6. Not sure if that's the highest level or not. Oh, guess it's not. Sure, notifications, why not? 12 months, 1 year, $60. That's okay, that's not bad. $111 would be more expensive for a year. Okay, let's do a lesson.
师傅
Audio.
王师傅开车开得很快
Okay, it's nice that they explain that Wang is a surname. Guess not everybody would know that.
师傅，要是这条路很堵，我们就从其他的路走吧。
If you click on the words, then you do get the translation. Choose the correct answer. 师傅
修理
repair.
请问哪里可以修理自行车
I like how they introduce a sentence right after the word, because then you can learn it in context, you know how to apply it to a real situation. So far, these sentences are pretty good too.
师傅修理
脏
Who says women can't fix cars and computers? 谁说女人不能修理车和电脑？
毛巾
Oops. Okay, so that's a speaking exercise if you click on the microphone. 毛巾. Okay. I think I said it right. All right, sure. And then to the right of that is, I guess it's writing. If you click on the middle button, I think, yep, that allows you to write it. Let's try the next one. Hey. Okay, cool. We get writing exercises. They don't make you do them, though, because I was just skipping them before. Okay, speaking exercise. 我马上就到了，你再稍微等我一会儿。What?
What?
Wait, so it's saying 1, 2, 3, 4,
我
5,
马
6,
上就
7.
到了你再稍微等我一会儿
Those 7 characters are black.
你
It's
能
saying
介绍一个会修理
I
摩托
didn't
车
say
的
it
师
that
傅？
correctly. And then there was one red, which was just the Interesting. Okay, let's try it again. 你能介绍一个会修理摩托车的师傅吗？ Really? This thing hates me. Oh, this is the app's role. Listen carefully. Okay.
我刚才在地铁上看见了一个修理师傅
This is your role. 然后呢？
他的衣服稍微有点脏看起来很累的样子
他一定工作了一天吧？
是啊然后一个老爷爷上来了师傅就拿出毛巾擦了擦座位让老爷爷坐下了
这个师傅实在是太好了。They scored me at 83. What did I do wrong? Oh my gosh. 他一工了天. What? Alright, I'll let you guys listen to this and you guys rate this.
这个师傅实在是太好了。
You guys rate that. 1 to 10. Okay. First lesson done. 极好. Let's go to an easier lesson because this is towards the harder side. I'm sure a lot of you are not going to be at level 6. Let's do level 3. How about holding parties at home?
冰箱，
冰箱。
冰箱里有半个新鲜的西瓜。
Did you notice that the audio is a lot slower in this level versus level 6? That's nice. They thought through something. Yeah, good for them.
桌子，你想喝什么饮料？
我什么饮料都不想喝，你们有啤酒吗？
男的想喝啤酒。
妈妈买了一双筷子。
Oh, darn it. I tried to skip ahead and
妈
predict
妈
what the
买
correct
了
answer
一
was
双
going to
筷子和一个盘子。
be. I only heard that mom bought a pair of chopsticks and a plate.
服务员，请再给我一双筷子和一个盘子。
I'll imitate it this time. 服务员，请再给我一双筷子和一个盘子。Really? I barely got to 90. Normally I would say, really strict audio recognition is good, but at this point, like, I know I'm saying it right, and it's still only giving me 90 points, so I think there's something wrong with their audio recognition. Okay, so I just did a little something. I just spent $13 to unlock the VIP so I can try out everything. Actually, I contacted Super Chinese like 3 days ago, but they didn't respond to me.
Voy a la playa, había subido la marea. Eso, había subido la marea y encontré una paella. ¡Asómate! ¡Asómate! ¡Mira dónde llega el agua!
So, if Super Chinese is watching this and you guys want to refund me $13, reimburse me, for giving you some free press coverage, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. But anyways, let's go do some random lessons and see what VIP has. Vocabulary, that's just the same thing we've been doing, I'm pretty sure.
你知道
别哭了，
Yeah, I think this is just the same thing. We don't need to do that. So, next thing is texts.
我看见小雪在外面一边哭一边打电话，她没事吧？听说她男朋友要离开她，所以她很难过。
Okay, so this is basically a story, which is it's really nice. I don't know why they call it text. It's a story. And it's really useful for your learning because you can see everything that you've learned in context and in a real life situation. That's pretty realistic. I like what they use here. As far as sentences go, they have good animations. Let's keep going.
我看见小雪在外面一边哭一边打电话。
Okay, now we're just going through the sentences one by one. So, and then I guess you could practice saying them too. 我看见小雪在外面一边哭一边打电话. Hey, this is like one of the highest scores I've gotten so far. Yay to me.
Nice.
Small tests. If this is just going to be a repeat of all of the regular questions, I'm probably just going to skip this. 坐下来. Oh, they do time you. There's a little timer at the top right. It's counting down. It's a fairly generous time, I suppose. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to do the rest of this. This one's different grammar. 这么 plus adjective is used to indicate a high degree and is relatively hyperbolic. 今天这么热. It's a pretty basic explanation. This is not a very difficult grammar point. So I actually want to go and see if I can find a different grammar lesson. I want to see how they approach grammar in here. Let's go level 5, maybe a little bit harder. 对于, 要是 versus 如果. Those aren't very difficult grammar points either. 越 A 越 B. Okay, 把字句. I think they should have said that in English instead of saying 字句. Because somebody at this level probably wouldn't know what 字句 is, and you want to know what you're going to learn. Yeah, overall, I'd say the grammar is somewhat basic. I think I will supplement this app with grammar lessons from elsewhere. Yeah. At this point, I think I've been through everything already. Let's see, if we go to the review, You can have smart review or self-directed review. Okay, so self-directed, you just choose vocabulary to review. If you do smart review, I guess that's where the AI comes in and they know what you need to review. Live lessons. Oh, wait, what? And these are so expensive. Oh, 30 classes. So the first one's really cheap, but the other one's not. Well, I'm not really interested in that. Ranking, I don't care about. Knowledge bank, probably just the stuff that I've learned. Looks about right. Okay, so you can pick and choose and do flashcards as well. Or grammar. Well, at least this is a nice compilation of grammar. If you need to review something, you can come here. But this also really demonstrates how little they explain the grammar, because I'm pretty sure these are what shows up in the lessons. The full explanation that shows up in the lessons can be condensed to these very short paragraphs. Sometimes not even paragraphs, like one sentence. Textbooks. Textbooks. What are these? These are just the stories. Oh, now they call them textbooks? Just call it stories. Jeez. Everyone can understand stories. Nobody knows what textbooks are. I've clicked through every single button. I think I got the gist of this app now. Okay, we're done here. Let's go on to my final thoughts. So what have we learned about SuperChinese? Well, I think they have a marketing issue, and they should hire me as their marketing director. Because I came in here with the wrong expectations. I briefly went on their websites, looked at their descriptions and how they introduced the app, and the perspective that I got was that they would be focusing on AI, because they talk about that a lot, and they also talked about making Chinese fun and this all-encompassing app, and also they said something about gamification, which, I mean, did you see any games? I didn't see any games. I only saw like very standard multiple choice questions, fill in the blank, matching audio with the definitions. None of it was really a game. And AI, there was really nothing that made me feel like I was learning with AI or anything like that. So how should they market this app? Because I'm not saying it's a bad app. Actually, I kind of like it. It's a good app, but this is what they should have focused on. They should have called this app an app that teaches you Chinese through stories. They really do a good job of teaching Chinese through context and learning through context. I've mentioned that as I'm learning these new vocabulary words inside their lessons, it was great that they introduced the word. They gave you a chance to write it out. They gave the definition, gave you a chance to practice saying it, but they followed it right up with a sentence, an example sentence of that word in context. And that's really important because you want to be able to know how this thing is used, how this word is used in the real world, right? And not only do they have that sentence, but later on they have those sentences in context of other sentences in these full stories. And they're great stories with great animations. They're realistic. The audio's great. The storyline's great. But that is what I think the strength of this app is. They really should market themselves as learning Chinese through stories. And a lot of people would love to learn Chinese through stories. And this was actually a complete coincidence that I decided to try this app right after I did my review on Don't Chinese, because this app is actually quite similar to Don't Chinese if you think about it. Both apps are learning through context, okay? Forget the AI, they're not AI. Don't Chinese uses real media and attempts to teach you Chinese without altering that real media that they pull from the real world. This app, SuperChinese, does it a little differently, where they're not pulling real media. They are writing the media. So it kind of solves that issue that I have with Don't Chinese, in that sometimes the real media has issues, or when the media gets translated into English, there's some issues and not everything's accurate. With SuperChinese, they are writing all of their content, right? So they don't have that problem. They can make sure that everything is accurate. Of course, it's not going to be maybe as realistic as Don't Chinese because they are writing it. So no matter how well they do it, it's always going to feel a little bit textbook, but at least you know that it's going to be accurate. And there are 3 smaller issues I have with this app. They're not huge issues. The first one is obviously the grammar. I just talked about this. Grammar is very important. It's something that you don't want to learn, and maybe you don't have to learn right away. When you're still a beginner and you're just getting to grammar, you don't have to learn grammar super in depth, but it's something you do want to go in depth later on after you've had some exposure to the language. If you just learn grammar the way that they're teaching you, I think it'll hurt you in the long run. In a few years down the road, you're going to struggle because you only learn these 2-sentence explanations of these complex grammar points. The second issue is, did you notice how they try to teach you everything at once? When they introduce a new word, they tell you the definition, they tell you how to pronounce it, they try to get you to pronounce it, with the speaking exercise, and they also showed you how to write it. I would not learn writing alongside speaking. I will learn how to speak it first, how to recognize the character, and then how to write it. Because writing Chinese is not easy, okay? And if you think it's easy or just the same as English, don't kid yourself. It's not easy for native speakers, it's even more difficult for non-native speakers. You should always learn in stages, and learning to write the character is the tail end, the very last step of your learning. And the final small issue is with the speech recognition, of course. I mean, I consider myself a native speaker. Chinese was actually my first language, even though I speak English way better than Chinese now. But I don't have an accent in Chinese, and I know I can pronounce Chinese perfectly, and I could not get above, a 91%, according to SuperChinese, because I don't know. So I think they might need to do a little tweaking on their speech recognition. So lastly, who do I recommend this app for? I think overall this is a great app, if you know the weaknesses. And this will be a good app for anyone from, honestly, early beginner all the way up to intermediate, because it doesn't really go, I think level 6, 7 is like late intermediate maybe. I think it is most suited for late beginner to early intermediate, because around that stage, the stories will really help you to learn things in context. It's a little bit more engaging. It'll keep you engaged and encouraged to keep learning. And of course, if you know you're somebody who likes learning through stories, if you're somebody who likes watching C-dramas and you need to learn through real life context, then this app would be perfect for you. As the temporary director of marketing for SuperChinese, I'm here to tell you that this is an excellent app to teach you Chinese through real life context, through engaging stories. So anyways, that's all I have for today. I'm sure tomorrow SuperChinese will fire me from my position of director of marketing for SuperChinese. But let me know what your thoughts are on this app. How does it compare against the likes of Duolingo, Lingodeer, Hello Chinese, and all the other learning apps? I'll see you guys in the next one. 我们下次再见了，拜拜。